The police interviews began that same night. As guests whispered and speculated, some officers pulled the Parker family aside. They wanted to know everything about Evelyn: who she was, where she came from, what secrets might explain her vanishing. And so, her past began to unfold like a book half burnt, its pages full of smoke and shadows. She was born in the poorer end of Raven Creek, in a narrow street where the houses leaned into one another like gossiping women. Her mother, Martha Parker, a widow, raised her alone. They said her father had died when she was still in the womb. Others claimed he fled after discovering something about his wife. Children whispered behind her back in school. Her mother is a witch, they'd say, throwing pebbles when teachers weren't watching. Adults lowered their voices whenever Martha passed by, clutching their children close. But Evelyn was bright, too bright, some said. She absorbed her lessons like a sponge, winning awards, always at the top of her class. The brighter she shone, the darker the rumors became. She's not normal, they'd mutter. How else can a girl like that rise, with no father, no money, unless her mother is feeding her from strange powers? Martha endured it all silently. She worked odd jobs, selling vegetables at dawn, scrubbing laundry at night. Her hands were rough, her eyes sunken, but she guarded Evelyn fiercely. "Don't listen to them," she would say, brushing her daughter's hair by candlelight. "They don't know us. You are destined for something greater. Don't let shame define you." But sometimes, when she thought Evelyn was asleep, Martha would whisper into the dark, forgive me for the promise I made." One day, when Evelyn was nearing the end of secondary school, a man appeared. He was well dressed, hot, with the calm authority of someone used to being obeyed. His name was Nathaniel Crow. He offered to pay her tuition for university. "No one gives such kindness without reason," Martha had said suspiciously, clutching her shawl tight. But Nathaniel smiled thinly. "A mind like hers should not be wasted. Let me help. You will repay me one day." Evelyn accepted. What choice did she have? Without him, her dreams of education would vanish. Through his help, she became a woman of promise, polished, educated, admired. Yet she never shook the shadow that trailed behind her. Who was Nathaniel Crow, truly? And why did he appear just when she needed him most? At university, whispers followed her still. Some classmates adored her brilliance. Others envied it. She never spoke much about her family, never brought friends home. They said she was running from something, that she sometimes woke up screaming in her dormitory, drenched in sweat, that she never spoke of her father, and when asked, her eyes went flat, as if staring into a void. One roommate swore she saw strange letters under Evelyn's pillow once, letters written in a shaky hand, with phrases like, "They are watching," and "By the river, the truth waits." When the roommate asked, Evelyn smiled too quickly and said, "It's just nonsense. Forget you saw it." But the fear in her eyes betrayed her. She did fall in love once, a young man, charming and fearless, who claimed he didn't care about her past. He held her hand boldly in public, daring others to whisper. For a time, she smiled like other girls. For a time, she believed love could erase curses. Until one day, he disappeared. Just like that. No note, no explanation. Some said he drowned in the river. Others swore they saw him wandering the streets at night, muttering as though lost in another world. Evelyn never spoke of him again. But her laughter dimmed, and her trust in people grew thin. By the time she met Michael Anderson, she seemed almost reborn. She carried herself with grace, with poise. The rumors about Martha had quieted, buried under Evelyn's new life. She never mentioned Nathaniel Crow. She never mentioned the boy who vanished, but on the night of her engagement, Martha pulled her aside, tears in her eyes. "Are you sure?" she asked. "Yes, Mama," Evelyn said softly. "This is my chance for a new life." Martha's hands trembled. "Some shadows don't stay buried, my child. Be careful. Some things follow you, no matter where you run." Evelyn smiled, hiding her fear. But in the silence of her room later that night, she pressed her forehead against the window pane and whispered to herself, "Please, let me be free this time." Back to the present. The police scribbled notes as Evelyn's past spilled out in fragments. A widowed mother, rumors of witchcraft, a mysterious benefactor, a vanished lover, letters warning of something by the river. Piece by piece, her life formed a portrait of someone who had been running all her life. Michael Anderson, listening nearby, clenched his fists. He refused to believe she had simply fled. Something darker was at play, something tied to the shadows she never fully escaped. But he didn't know yet how deep those shadows reached. Michael Anderson sat in the family's lavish sitting room long after the wedding hall had emptied. His suit jacket crumpled at his feet, his bow tie loosened, sweat soaking through his once pristine shirt. Around him, his family murmured in harsh tones, their voices slicing through the heavy silence like knives. The Anderson estate was a statement of power. Marble floors gleamed under chandelier light. Imported sofas sat in perfect rows. Gold-framed family portraits lined the walls. To outsiders, the Andersons were untouchable, wealthy, respected, envied. To those inside, it was a fortress where image mattered more than truth. Charles Anderson, the patriarch, leaned on his carved staff of office, his Agbada-like robe flowing with the air of a judge. His face was carved with lines of pride and fury. "This disgrace will not stain our name," he declared. His voice carried the weight of decades of influence. One day, one single day, and already tongues are wagging across the city. Michael lifted his head, his eyes bloodshot. "Father, this is not about your name. Evelyn, my bride, is missing." "Missing?" Charles scoffed. "No. She has shamed you. She has shamed us all. A woman who disappears after vows, what do you think the newspapers will call it? A scandal, a curse. People will laugh in their homes tonight." Grace Anderson, his mother, regal in her lace gown, dabbed her eyes delicately with a handkerchief. Perhaps she had cold feet. Perhaps she realized she was not fit to marry into this family. Michael shot her a look, his jaw tight. "She was fit. I chose her." "You chose too quickly." Daniel Anderson, his elder brother, cut in, pacing the room with restless energy. "I told you she carried secrets. Did you not hear the rumors? Did you not wonder why she always avoided speaking of her past?" Michael slammed his fist on the glass table. A crack snaked across its surface, jolting everyone. "Enough. I will not sit here and let you speak of her as though she is guilty. Something happened tonight. She did not leave me willingly. I felt it." His best man, Richard Miller, seated quietly until now, sighed heavily. "I warned you, my friend. I told you there was more to her than she let on. But you said love would conquer it all." He leaned forward, voice low. "Now you see the truth." Michael's chest rose and fell like a storm barely contained. "The truth is that she is in danger, and I will find her." But even as he spoke, doubt gnawed at him. He replayed the last look in Evelyn's eyes before she vanished, a glimmer of something like fear or resignation. Was it possible she had chosen to leave? Had Daniel been right? Charles's voice cut through his thoughts like thunder. "You will forget her. Do you hear me? By tomorrow, we will begin arrangements for another bride. This family will not be ridiculed. We cannot afford it. The words struck Michael like a physical blow. Another bride? As if love were a contract that could be replaced overnight. As if Evelyn, his missing wife, were nothing but an accessory to the family's image. Michael stood, his fists trembling at his sides. No, I will not replace her. I will not abandon her. The air grew sharp with silence. Charles's eyes narrowed. You will do as I say. Remember whose name you carry. Without this family, you are nothing. For the first time, Michael saw the prison hidden inside the palace walls of wealth. The legacy he had been so proud of was also a chain. Evelyn had been swallowed by shadows, and now his own family wanted him to bury her memory to save face. Richard rose, laying a hand on his shoulder. Think carefully, my friend. Sometimes the people we love drag us into darkness. Michael's eyes hardened. Then let the darkness come. I will not stop until I know where she is. Charles's cane struck the floor, echoing like a gavel. Defy me, and you will regret it. Michael met his father's glare without flinching. I already regret not protecting her. He turned and walked out of the room, leaving the family's golden fortress echoing with silence and fury. The night air outside was heavy with the smell of rain-soaked earth. The city hummed faintly in the distance. But in Michael's heart, there was only one sound, the pounding of a vow not spoken at the altar, but forged now in fire. He would find Evelyn. Whatever secrets she carried, whatever curses chased her, whatever shadows wanted to claim her, he would bring her back. Please subscribe, comment your interest for the next part, like, share, and tap the notification button to get notified for more. Thanks for watching.